Well, looking back at Ravens Steelers and Prime Video's first ever NFL playoff game, not bad performance viewership wise whatsoever. It attracted the most concurrent viewers ever for Prime Video. 24.66 million. That's a record in terms of peak viewership for Prime, up 31% versus the previous all-time high. Over 22 million in terms of average audience throughout Ravens Steelers, and plus 28% in terms of previous best audience for the NFL on Prime. So clearly, the NFL product at an all-time high, even though this had a little bit of a twist to it, being that Amazon Prime carried it. This will be a CBS broadcast, just so you know. Make your plans accordingly coming up on Sunday night. Ravens Bills for a chance to go to the AFC Championship. And how about Kyle Van Noy? Coming off a career season for the Ravens at 33. It's year 2 for Baltimore. He did not mince words whatsoever about Pittsburgh's decision when winning the coin toss pregame Saturday night and electing to take the ball first. Oh, listen to KVN on his podcast, McCoy and Van Noy.
Yeah, the first thing I thought when it happened was desperate, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was like, oh, we won. Desperation, not going with what they always go with, playing with their defense. That's what they're built on there. They were like, we got to switch it up. We're 0-4, desperation. That's what it came off as to me, being on the sideline. I was like, oh, man, this is disrespectful. Taking the ball first, we were all kind of pissed off about that. That to me was like a huge, alarm bell for me because I feel like that wasn't what they do, but that's what they did. It was just a fun game to be at. The environment was electric, very memorable environment. So shout out to all Ravens flock, bringing the noise all game long. It was exciting to play in that building. The energy, felt it. John Harbaugh showing emotion after the game, pumping up the crowd because we felt it. It was a home field advantage. It felt like a playoff atmosphere, and we stood on business. It was belt to ass. Their defense getting almost 300 yards rushing on them. I'd be pretty embarrassed if that happened to me, especially with all the good players they had. I want to see where that goes, what they're going to do over there. They have players like Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Highsmith, Minka. Where are they going? What's their direction?
Right.
Obviously, they're a division rival. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the future. But for us, it was a really, really good game. And for them, I'm sure it was embarrassing. They were on the field a lot. Their defense was on the field a lot. We had a drive where we had, I believe, 13 plays that we just ran the ball. That was just bully ball at its finest. People are going to be like, what we were going to do without Zay? Well, we got to the point where they were putting in goal line against us. That's what it was. Yeah. It was 9-on-7, G. We running the ball. They know we running the ball. Stop me.
Talk to him, KVN. A snippet from his recent episode, courtesy of Yahoo Sports. And that is, again, McCoy and Van Noy. You can go check that out in full. It just dropped across their platforms, but you heard it. He unloaded on Pittsburgh's decision, and I should say Pittsburgh's decision to take the ball first on Friday night. He referred to it as desperate, disrespectful, and embarrassing that the Steelers' defense allowed nearly 300 rushing yards to be hung. Quote, the first thing I thought when it happened was desperate. This is disrespectful. We were all kind of pissed off about that. We stood on business. It was belt to ass or arse. Their defense getting almost 300 yards rushing on them. I'd be pretty embarrassed if that happened to me. Days removed from the bitter rivalry that is Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and KVN, almost as if he's ready to suit up right now, or as if he was an hour removed from that game. if this guy isn't sipping from the fountain of youth, if this guy isn't the perfect fit for Baltimore's puzzle piece defensively, I don't know who or what would be. What a tremendous year he has given them, back-to-back years. He hits the double-digit career sack mark. An incredible savvy, right, and veteran experience that he's brought to an otherwise relatively young defensive front. So I figured you guys would appreciate that one, and that's why I was a little bit behind on getting this live stream going. And for Pittsburgh, this comes just a day removed from Dan Orlovsky watching the tape and referring to it as tough a Steelers tape as he's ever seen. Mike Tomlin, of course, winless in the postseason. Last win came in January of 2017 following the 2016 season. And now the longest tenured head coach certainly feels probably, I'm sure, very uncertain, maybe not about his job security, but about what the imminent future is for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who appear to be going nowhere fast and certainly have some decisions to make for the future at their quarterback position. Will Russell Wilson be their guy next year? Will Justin Fields stick around? Will they retool through the draft? Lots of question marks going into the 2025 offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, the line has shifted. The Ravens are now a 1-point favorite at the Bills for the upcoming divisional game in Buffalo. The Bills have never been an underdog in their previous 18 home playoff games since entering the NFL in 1970, according to ESPN stats and info, and as provided here by Jamison Hensley. Look, they're unbeaten at home. The Ravens are trying to hand them their first loss at home this year. And from a Ravens perspective, one streak that you may or may not be aware of is the fact that the Ravens are unbeaten when Rashod Bateman scores a touchdown. And he brought in 9 of those this year. 9 touchdown catches for Rashod Bateman, over 650 yards receiving. It was a breakout regular season for Bate. One of the many reasons why he's had a chance to kind of garner a little bit more national exposure. He joined the Nightcap show last night with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco and talked about what it's like playing with MV3.
Obviously, you expect the ball 1, 2, 3, ball might come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ball might come out. But you have to stay alive. That's Lamar Jackson out there. And he can extend the play 3 seconds to 5 seconds to 8 seconds to 10 seconds. And on that first touchdown run, that first touchdown pass, that is exactly what happened. He was able to extend. You start one way and then come back. Tell us, what is your thought process when you leave the huddle? Okay, they call a play. Ready, break. And you leave the huddle. What's going through your mind?
You better be in shape. You better be in shape, brother. You better be in shape, man. That's why it's important. It's important to be on the field and be able to get those reps in with Lamar, man, because he's the type of quarterback, man, you gotta take practice, to take rhythm.
Stay alive.
You stay alive to learn how to, play like that, because, it ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy, man. A lot of people can't even relate to that type of ball. So, it's tough.
Do you guys practice that? Because sometimes a scramble drill. Do you guys do they allow him to keep the ball? Because a lot of times we didn't do that. After certain things, that coaches just blow the whistle. But you really can't blow the whistle because it's so hard to get his ass on the ground. And so you really have to stay alive for at least 5 seconds. Maybe Coach Harbaugh don't even blow the whistle till the whistle get to 7 to 10 seconds, because you got to stay alive, because they're not getting him down within the first 3 seconds. That ain't happening.
Yeah, I would definitely say when we be practicing hard, definitely let the play go about 10 seconds longer than a normal coach would, because that's about how long L can extend the play for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Great to see Rashod Bateman getting some national love from the guys at Nightcap, and you see the quote and you just heard it as well. You better be in shape, brother. It ain't easy, man. A lot of people can't even relate to that type of ball. When we be practicing, Harbs definitely lets the play go about 10 seconds longer than a normal coach would. And my, oh my, what were the big questions going into this offseason? How could Rashod Bateman and Lamar Jackson find consistent chemistry together? Well, those questions are long over. They have found it. Rashod has been healthy, and that to me is probably the biggest factor in all of this. It's Rashod stacking 2 healthy seasons in a row. The Ravens decided to extend him on a very team-friendly contract this offseason. Rashod ain't going anywhere. He'll be here for the imminent future. And now Eric DeCosta and company looking as if they're just magician-like for getting out in front of that, hoping and praying and investing in Rashod, albeit, again, not exactly a lucrative extension. That's looking mighty, mighty, mighty lucrative right now, just in terms of what they're getting in return. The ROI through 1 year of investing in Bate certainly should be talked about. And he made sure to talk about who he feels like is worthy of his 3rd MVP, and that is QB1 in Baltimore.
Speak to our audience, man, and myself also, and let us and Unc know why you believe Lamar Jackson is the MVP.
I mean, at this point, man, I only know what we're going off. No more. I don't know if we're going off stats, film, or what, man. But,
Yes, sir.
in my eyes, I mean, everything speaks for itself. I mean, dude, go out and make plays, week in and week out, and not just, regular plays, amazing plays. I mean, the stats are there. I mean, you turn on the film, he jump out. It ain't even just about the numbers. At this point, it's just, saying you can't deny that Lamar Jackson is on the field no matter who on the team. So, I mean, I ain't the judge, but hey, I definitely think it's, MV3 year.
Rashod giving some love to Lamar. Ballots were due last Wednesday. Announcements will be, of course, the first week of February at the NFL Honors event in New Orleans. We will see, and we will also see what takes place this weekend. Look at the 2 top yard getters on Wild Card Weekend. Buffalo, 471. They hung on the Denver Broncos. 464 for the Ravens on the Steelers. My God, they just trounced Pittsburgh and sent him into oblivion, really, this offseason. What you have to look forward to this week, BaltimoreRavens.com/playoffs. You can see what's going on. There's going to be a pop-up ice festival at Gate A outside M&T Bank Stadium from 5 to 9 o'clock on January 16th and the 17th. That's Thursday and Friday, I believe. The 16th through the 18th, there's going to be a pop-up flock shop also at Gate A. On the 16th and the 17th, it's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And on the 18th, which is Saturday, it's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Those are your hours. Car stenciling, Lot B, M&T Bank, 5 to 9 p.m. on the 16th and 17th. And January 17th, which is a Friday, the Purple Friday Fuel Up will be at Jimmy's Seafood from 5:30 to 10 a.m. There's going to be a Baltimore County pep rally at the Patriot Plaza in Towson, also on the 17th. That's at 1:15. So lots of different events. Obviously, Sarah and I will have week-long coverage and a ton of giveaways coming up as well, which we're pretty fired up about that I teased off the top. If you like player merch, if you like customized designed rugs, if you like homage t-shirt giveaways with Ravens gear on them, you're going to enjoy what's coming up this week.